G'day and welcome to Hazy Bones Barbecue. My name's Camo and today it's Christmas. Well, not exactly. We are in July, so I'm calling it Christmas in July and I'm going to show you how to smoke up a smoked glazed Christmas ham. I cook one of these up every year for Christmas, love making it and everyone loves eating it. I always find myself asking, why don't I get to do this more often? So I decided, let's make Christmas in July a regular thing. So here we are, I've got a nice big ham. The one thing I did have issues with, Christmas time, you can walk down the street and people will literally throw you a ham. Come July, there's not too many around the shops. If you go ask your local butcher, he might brine you up one. Otherwise, some of the bigger retailers do sell them. So what you need is a smoked ham, because we're doing a double smoked ham. Basically, this thing's ready to go. We're going to eat it right now. But what we're going to do, we're going to cook it. We're going to bring it up to temp. It's going to get over 60 degrees. We're going to glaze it, and then we're going to eat it, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. So follow along, I'll show you the steps. It's really simple, and trust me, it's absolutely delicious. Okay, as I said, the next steps are fairly simple. So what you want to do, you want to get a nice sharp knife, and you do a crisscross pattern. So basically, run one angle, and then come around and go along the other angle. You're going to make this nice diamond pattern, and what that's going to do, that's going to help the binder sink into those little crevices, and the glaze as well, and you get some really nice crunchy bits, and that's one of the best bites in barbecue in my opinion. So how I do this, I just get an easy binder, so I just use a bit of olive oil spray, just a little light spray, nothing too much. And then any barbecue rub you want. So I use Grill Society's Sweet Memphis rub. The reason why I use this one, I like a sweet rub, and I like this one. It's nice and sweet, it's nice and simple. You can use any rub you want, as I said. The reason I use sweet is because my glaze has a bit of a kick to it. There's a bit of heat in there. So I try and balance the sweet and the heat so it's not overpowering. So I want to get all sides too. I've done the crosshatch on the end here as well. And I don't go too heavy with the rub. It's up to you how you want to do it. I probably go about a medium amount. And I'll probably let that sit for about 15-20 minutes before we get it on the smoker. Now today we're running the Wildfire offset smoker. I've got some red gum splits firing up at the moment. We're going to sit it at 250 degrees for the entire cook. What we do, we're going to pop this on the smoker. We're going to leave it for 1 hour. After an hour, we're going to make our delicious glaze. Then we're going to glaze it every 20 minutes until it's reached 60 degrees and we're happy with how it looks. If it needs a little bit more, I'm happy to take it a little bit further because you really want those nice crunchy bits, because trust me, that is a really good bite. So I'll get the smoker ready and we'll show you the next steps. Okay, so the smoker's up to 250. So what we're going to do, we're going to pop it straight in the middle here. Let it go. Close the lid. We're going to set up a timer for 1 hour, and after an hour we'll come back and we'll make this glaze. Okay, so we're coming up to 1 hour on the cook. The smoker's been running at 250 pretty nicely, so I'm pretty happy with that. So it's time to make our glaze. So this is what I do every Christmas. So it's pretty simple. So it's 1 cup of brown sugar. You want 2 tablespoons of honey. Any honey will do, as long as it's Australian. Cherry jam, cherry conserve, whatever you want to call it. 2 tablespoons as well. Make sure there's some nice big chunks in there. I'm just going to finish up this jar. We'll call it 2.5, almost 3. And last but not least, Beerenberg chili jam. If you haven't tried this, go out and buy some. Stick it on your bacon and egg burger in the morning. You'll absolutely love it. But this is what gives it a nice little bit of heat. So I use 2 decent tablespoons of this. Such a good flavour. It's such a good product. Highly recommend it. So that's all. So you get your burner on. We'll melt this down. We'll make sure the glaze is nice and thick. You can play around with it. There's endless opportunities to add anything you want. So yeah, go be creative. A lot of people do add a bit of bourbon or a bit of whiskey. I usually just leave that out, but I'm happy with this mixture. So I'm going to get this all glazed up, and I'll show you the next step, how I'm going to put it onto the ham. Okay guys, so it's been just over an hour. My smoker's been sitting nicely at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. So I've just done a few things. I've put the ham into a pan because I don't want the glaze to go through all through my smoker. I've put the glaze in the smoker just to keep it warm. I've put a thermometer in. We're sitting at 27 degrees, so we're about halfway. to where we want to be as a final cook. And now I've just chucked a bit of glaze on, and what you want to do, you want to get as much as you can across the whole ham, but then you really want to get those little crevices. That's where it's going to crisp up and bark up and give you those really excellent bites. So get as much as you can in, and then what I'll do, I'm going to set a timer for 20 minutes. I'll come back and I'll glaze again. Alright, so it's been 20 minutes. We're now up to 34 degrees. Let's take a look. Starting to take on some real colour now. It's looking really nice. So we'll glaze it again. Then we're going to set a timer for another 20 minutes. Okay, so it's been another 20 minutes. We're still hovering around that 250 and we're up to 40 degrees. So we are getting there. The glaze is bubbling away nicely. And the colours are really starting to come through. We're getting some nice darker bits, and even this glaze looks like it's darkening up as well, which is going to be really, really good. Alright, let's close the lid. Give it another 20. Okay, so it's been another 20 minutes. We're now up to 50 degrees. So more glazing. It's really starting to caramelize up this glaze. Colours are looking absolutely amazing. And the good thing about here, I've used this pan, is you can just use some of the pan drippings as well, just to glaze over. Alrighty, close the lid. You get 20 more minutes. So it's just been under 20 minutes, but we have come up to the magic number of 60 degrees. But more importantly, let's have a look at it. It's all about how it looks. So the glaze is tacked on really nicely. There's a couple of darker bits which are going to look really nice and going to taste really nice. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it off the smoker, and then we'll have a bit of a taste test. So we're all done here. That took just under 3 hours to smoke and glaze this ham. I really can't wait to dig in and give it a try. But before I do, if you haven't already, please click the thumbs up button. And if you haven't, please click the subscribe button. There's plenty more videos to come. I can't wait to. This is just the tip of the iceberg. If you've got any ideas on videos you want to see me cook on the offset smoker or any other smoker, please put them in the comments below. I'm happy to try and help. So what I'll do, I'll just dig in and we'll just try a little bit here. I'm going to cut off, get a nice big fatty bit with. Crunchy, chewy, gooey, sweet, heat. That is so amazing. One of the best bites in barbecue, I guarantee it. Go out there, if you haven't done this before, Christmas in July, get some friends around, tell them, new tradition, fire up the Weber, fire up your smoker, whatever you need to do, grab a Christmas ham, glaze it, and enjoy, because that is just so bloody delicious. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time.